Hey everybody, it's Jay and Sherry. So we had an interesting start to the day and we will tell you about that later. But we're just here starting our Ranger Lake loop trip inspired by Kevin Callan. And day one, afternoon number one. And we're here at the beginning of Saymo Lake. So we might be coming up to campsite number one here on Saymo Lake. This tailwind probably doesn't look all that bad on camera, but it is actually quite good for us. And we are trying to outrun the rain that you see behind me. I hope you can see it behind me. Anyway, we're going to see what this is all about. Howdy friends. Okay, so we did find a campsite. There's Sherry cleaning it up. A little bit of housekeeping. She loves it. So yeah, this is our little slice of heaven for the evening. The wind is really starting to whip up. We've got, as you can see, I'm pointing at a screen. You guys can't see my finger, so I'm kind of new to this. Sorry. Anyway, the wind's coming up, but we've got a nice breezy spot here, and our tent pad is flat. So thanks for the advice, Kevin from Michigan, Traverse City, Iron Mountain, I don't remember. Anyway, they were super sweet and told us about this campsite, and we're going to now set up the campsite. It is a joint effort, and Cher and I are like a well-oiled machine where she does all the stuff and I crack open the campsite wine. Now that Sherry's almost done setting up camp, gosh, she's taking a long time. Jake, LOL. She's just getting everything all comfy and putting her clothes in. Got the water being filtered, which is beautiful. My least favorite job of camping, maybe my least favorite job, period, is finding a way to hang up the tarp. Because we were certainly getting rain. But this trucker hitch right here is an invaluable knot and an invaluable system to be able to tighten on the fly, because when the rain lands on the tarp and it starts to weigh it down a little bit, you got to be able to tighten. So trucker's hitch. I don't do it well enough to show you a video of me doing it, but you should Google it if you want. This is our gear. We're just going to leave it out in the rain. Hope for the bears to take it away so that we don't have to carry it. It's very heavy. I'll give you a little tour of this windy side of the island. It's too rocky to land here, so we landed on the other side. But this is, I believe this is called Ranger Island. And this island here that I'm showing you now is quite a bit larger, and it's got a cabin on it. It used to be an old lodge or something that these fellas, I think his name was Kevin, he used to own shares in this cabin. Very quaint, cute, and he doesn't anymore. I'm going to take you over to the other side. This was a fun knot to climb that tree like a monkey, but we did it. All right, down here, had to clear out a little tree there. This is our water access side. It's the lee side, so it's quite a bit calmer today, at least. Hopefully that remains for tomorrow. We got old Swifty up there on the rocks, ready for the rain. This place is filled. Hey, geez, there's a couple of loons. I don't know if you guys can see them. There they are. A pair of loons. We're going to probably hear plenty from them, and they'll hear plenty from us. So there. Anyhow, we're going back. Whoa, I just about biffed right onto my keister. There's like debris all over this bush. Nobody cleaned up when they left. I cannot believe all the sticks that are around here. I walked all the way back here. I didn't find a shower or a toilet, but I'm going to give you a little tour. We're going to be looking for a bear hang, in here on this beautiful little island. Like I said, there's tons of dead wood. Like, look at this big standing dead, looks to be a spruce. It's just like so much of that all over the place. So we're not going to have any trouble finding firewood, but we're looking for a bear hang. And when I say bear hang, if anybody's not sure what I'm saying, I am looking for a tree that's tall enough, like 10, with a limb that's up about, 15 feet, that juts out, directly out from it, and is strong enough to hold the massive food bag we've got out about 6 or 8 feet from the trunk of the tree. It sounds weirdly specific, and it is. It's not always easy to find a bear hang in Northern Ontario because you're looking for, there's a potential candidate there. White pines typically have those types of branches, but they're so tough to get up to those top branches with a rope and a rock to throw. But so this is more, it's a little trail here. I'm not sure if it's a game trail or if it's a human trail or an end trail. Oh no, don't say it. Here's a little opening here. Anyway, I'm just going to continue looking for a bear hang and not waste your time. But this is what it's like being in the bush on Saymo Lake on what I believe to be Ranger Island at about 5 p.m. on May 14th, I want to say. We'll come back in a little bit and we will tell you about our day around the campfire. See you soon.
Jay found a nice dead standing striped maple, so this will be our campfire wood tonight.
It was not even standing. A dirty little beaver took it down. You can tell the culprit right there, that's his fingerprints. For no reason. What'd you do it for, beaver? But it's going to benefit us quite a bit because striped maple is one of the hardest woods you're going to find in the bush.
People are probably wondering, why do we have a campfire and a BioLite stove going?
Illusion. We learned from Ryan McFarlane, illusionist, that everything looks better behind smoke. And we don't have any mirrors because that's unsafe in the bush. No, we are just letting this fire smolder for a bit, but we're cooking on our BioLite camp stove. We're not sponsored, obviously. But yeah, this is a great little stick stove. So a stick stove literally is that. It just runs on sticks, little debris. It's almost impossible to go without fuel for a stick stove. You don't have to carry it along with you. You just find it where you go. This isn't just any stick stove. It's actually powered. So it's got a battery in here, and it's been powered basically since we bought it for, what, 3 years, 5 years? 5 years ago, something like that. So charge it up once with a wall charger, and then it's got a little, you can't see it here, but there's a little probe that actually works as it uses heat and turns it into electricity. So it keeps the stove when it's on and you're running a fan, which helps the circulation of oxygen through, so it keeps the fire burning nice and hot. That itself actually powers the battery. So it's like a perpetual energy machine that we're not telling a lot of people about, only our subscribers, both of you. But it's almost like a free energy machine because we haven't had to charge this darn thing yet, because when we cook with it, it powers itself up and you can actually run it. There's a little light that runs off of it. You could potentially charge your phone. But yeah, BioLite stove. And we're cooking our chickpea curry with coconut curry in here, and it's like OMG.
Yeah, this is our first 10-day trip, so we dehydrated all of our food, and this is our day one meal.
That was Sherry's bright idea, and it sounded mocking, but that was a very bright idea. She was the mastermind behind all the dehydration and the meal plan and everything. So this is Chef Sherry's thing. I'm just the grunt who cooks it. Yes, Chef.
A little peek into our camping dinner time life.
Well, guys, day one is in the books. It was a day to remember, maybe to forget. Not a lot of travel, but a lot of interesting times. Met some folks, and the blustery day that was supposed to be a thunderstorm turned into one of the most gorgeous sunsets you'll ever see. And yeah, so we have a pretty big day tomorrow, starting early with a 3 kilometer portage slash, we don't know, maybe paddling on a road. We're not even sure yet. We'll see first thing tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to have a beautiful calm. You can see the lake is like glass, and it's the golden hour right now. It's just about 8:45. And yeah, we're going to do a little bit of journaling, read, and then probably pass out in the tent. And we will see you in the morning. Actually, I couldn't tell you it was a gorgeous sunset and not show it to you. So there you go. I'm going to have just a shot of just the sunset so you don't have to see this in there. But that sunset's amazing. And we earned it. Okay? We deserve it. And so do you. Morning, sunshine.
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Not awesome, but not too bad.
Yeah,
Loons were yelling.
Yeah, me too. Our neighbors were a bit rambunctious last night. We have probably 4 or 5 or 6, who knows, loons, various spots around the lake, and they were pretty loud last night. It was it's just as cute as it was annoying. But yeah, day one, night one in the books, and we're here on coffee number 2, getting working up our courage in order to make that big portage first thing this morning. Okay, we've doused the fire. We packed everything up. We're about to head out. The sun has started to shine. So despite the morning rain and fog and all the junk, we are warm and ready to paddle for a very short while until we have to carry all of the things that we own on our backs for 3 kilometers or more. So that should be fun. And there's our noisy neighbors. See you. we found the road, the longest road traveled. This is it was about 100-meter, pretty mucky portage from the Saymo up to this road, which looks to be in decent shape, at least in this particular portion. We were kind of worried it'd be washed out in portions, and it still may be. But yeah, this is a pretty wide open portage trail. It's just so mucky, like you can see where your feet just go in. So yeah, this is the end of Saymo. There's a swampy little section here. There's a whole bunch of mergansers in there that Sherry, you'll see she got some video of before we got hung up on a deadhead and scared them away. And up in that tree, right there, a bald eagle. Sherry also captured that. You'll see in another shot. He went and settled in that tree. There's a nice little waterfall down here at the end of Saymo. And the sun is shining again. And all is right in the world. Hey, babe?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Cher and I are loaded up in trucking. She's got a couple of different packs. I've got one bruiser pack. And we've got the paddles and fly rod lashed to the thwart and the yoke. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go for it, gang. Wish us luck. We believe that the trail is that way, so that's the way we're gonna go. Okay, love you, bye. Quick update. So we just walked kind of through and around that, which isn't so bad because this swamp over here looks like it could get pretty high in the early spring, which is when we're here. And I think this is the section that John from Lost Lakes had to paddle through on his trek through here 4 or 5 years ago. So if that is the muckiest we're going to see, we're counting our lucky stars. But we still have a fair bit of road left. I think on the conservative side, we're probably about a third of the way through, a kilometer through. Neither one of us are dead yet. And I still feel strong. How do you feel, babe?
Good. Weather's awesome.
Weather's gorgeous. So even if portaging sucks, at least the weather's good. I'd give you a first-hand view of what it's like portaging through here. Apologies in advance for the open mouth breathing. I'm sucking oxygen. So you gotta make these choices. Do I go left or do I go right? Which one looks like it's going to suck your boots in the worst? I'm gonna use these alder branches and hedge my bets on coming onto the right side. I think it was a good call. Cher chose left. It looks like she's having an easier time. You can't win them all, friends. Oh, geez. It's getting deep. Now Cher races ahead. Top speed. And yeah, we're probably over halfway there. And neither one of us yet has heat stroke. Although I'm in the running for it for sure. Yeah, this is fun. A guy named Jim Baird, who's an adventurer and YouTuber extraordinaire, he says there's type 1 fun, type 2 fun. Type 1 fun you enjoy to the max when you're in the middle of it. Type 2 fun you enjoy most after the fact. You don't really enjoy it while you're doing it, but when you look back on it, you're like, man, that was awesome. Or I was awesome for doing that. I think we're having type 2 fun right now, eh, babe? Got a thumbs up. All right, so it turns out that we were not at that spot where we might need to paddle on the road. We've actually come to that spot now. We're almost there. We're probably only a couple hundred meters from the end of the portage, but we've come to this. This is actually a road, believe it or not. And this is a pair of people who are about to get their feet wet again. But we're loving it. We're loving it. Like, the weather is gorgeous, so we're going to be able to dry off when we're done. We're just going to have a quick snack here, and then we're going to brave the road, the Aqua Road, or whatever we call it. Anyway, we're doing all right. We're still kicking.
We're getting there.
So here we are, just paddling on a road. Just paddling on a road. It's really, really dark water, so it's so tough to say how deep this is, but it's deep enough to float us. Oh, I'm touching bottom there, so it's not that deep. We'll see how long this lasts. Hopefully forever and ever. Now we're basically having to wade through the swamp, carrying the canoe. There's Cher having the time of her life. The water's not that cold, so we're just like a series of these short little stints where the road's completely washed out. There's about I don't know, 8-10 inches of water. So we're just pulling the canoe through with the packs on our backs, just so we can ride nice and shallow. Beautiful scenery. If we weren't so damn loud, we'd probably see moose or something. Okay, we made it here to Island Lake. That last bit of the portage really sapped me. I don't know about Cher. She's a little tougher than I am, but I just about passed out on the bottom half of that sucker. And there was some boot-sucking mud there that just about took the bottom half of my darn leg. But it didn't. I made it away unscathed. We saw a little hummingbird with a green head greeted us here when we got here. But this is Island Lake. Here's the put-in. Got to just load in some of our gear. We got about maybe 15 minutes of paddling up into Mystery Lake, well, to the portage. So we got more portages today than we can shake a stick at. But I'll shake my fist at them maybe. And we'll do them. Hey, Cher. Can't wait. Couldn't find the takeout for the life of us, and then there was this yellow tape in this tiny cedar tree over on the left side of this little bay where the mergansers were. So just if you're looking, it's right here where this beautiful yellow tape, and there's a little triangle there. And we're on our way into Mystery Lake, so mystery solved. Well, she looks pretty bushwhacky. Like wacky, heavy on the wacky, you know what I mean? No, for real. But there is tape on the trail, so that's good. Not even I can get lost. As much as Sherry keeps telling me that for some reason. Get lost, hoser. Where'd she go? She's hiding. She's trying to just ditch me in the bush here. Okay, so we're about halfway between Island Lake and Mystery Lake. We did the single carry on the uphill bits and decided probably should have double carried it. So halfway point at the top of the hill, I left old Brutus here. Cher's got her stuff here. We're just having a little break. I brought the canoe down to Mystery Lake, sight for sore eyes. But we lost off of the canoe one of the yellow lining ropes, and we're hoping, so Cher went back to check while I brought the canoe ahead. And I'll tell you, bringing just the canoe was like taking a stroll in the park. It's quite a bit easier than what I've been doing to myself. So I've just got to pace myself. We've got like at least 25, 30 more portages on this trip. So I better pace myself. I know I've been doing a lot of squats for this reason, but maybe not enough to warrant this, especially on a portage like this. This one might be, I thought a few hundred. I think it's probably more like 700 something like that, 700. So yeah, why not double carry it? It's a beautiful day for a walk, so we're going to finish it as a double carry and really thank our stars that we did that. Hope you guys are doing well. There's still very, very few bugs. You see one there just flying around, but they're not biting yet, except for at dusk. At dusk, I got kind of hammered last night by mosquitoes. But again, we do this to ourselves, friends. We're having fun. You've heard of snakes on a plane. Much more terrifying. Butterflies on a boat. Yikes. Now you see the master photographer at work. She's got the perfect photographer's form. We're here at the Portage out of Mystery Lake into Gong Lake. And we can't tell you how beautiful of a day it is today. We're so lucky for this. There's a little beaver subdivision here. And this is Mystery Lake, north end. Down that way is Anvil Lake, I believe. This is a little Christmas tree. And yeah, so we're headed that way. And we're going to double carry because we've got a lot of days left, so I'm going to just carry the pack and then I'm going to come back for the canoe, and it feels like I'm basically taking a break when I do that, so I'm going to do that, and then yeah, we'll see you on Gong Lake, hopefully with a tailwind. Alright, you guys can do this portage with us. So seems dry so far and really well cut, pretty wide open. That's probably why there's a boat at Mystery. So you take the good, you take the bad, right? If the trail's going to be well worn, you're going to run into more people. Well, we haven't seen any people, but you're going to see motorboats without their motors. This looks like a pretty steep downhill, actually. Yeah, if all portages were like this, by golly, I'd almost look forward to the darn things. That last one into Mystery Lake was not. Made me rethink all my life choices up to that point. A little slippery the whole way, very rocky, pretty steep up and then pretty steep down. This is just a baby. I could have single carried this, but I know for next time coming back, if our food pack's lighter, I might be able to single carry this with the canoe. But here we are on Gong Lake. Up our lake travel for the next couple of days, well, for the next few days most likely. Next bit we have the West Aubinadong River upstream in high water, travel for at least 2, maybe 3 days, and believe it or not, we're looking forward to it. Just finishing up the portage around the falls on Gong Creek, and whoa, that's a doozy. Really treacherous and a lot of big blowdown. So that was interesting, to say the least. And it's not really well marked. So if it wasn't for Cher, old colorblind Jay would have just been knocking around the bush with a 100-pound pack on his back for a couple of days. So yeah, I got to go back and get the canoe, but that was terribly taxing. But we're done it. Hey babe, it's behind us, thank goodness. Well, mostly. And the creek is beautiful, actually. Looks like it's pushing a fair amount of water. And then we're at the point where there's power lines, if you can see them over there. So we're almost at the confluence where this creek meets the West Aubinadong. And from there, we're a very short paddle upstream to the confluence of the West Aubinadong and the Nustagani. And then we go north and find camp probably soon, because I'm tired. Hello from day 2 camp. Sherry wanted me to call it the Love Den, so we're calling it the Love Den. This campsite, we've got our tarp drying from this morning over there. We've got this beautiful little fire pit I remade, but the people who were here last, probably a couple of years ago, because the fire pit was completely grown over, full of pine cones. I had to dig it all out and rebuild. But they had left a little pile of wood and a couple of logs. See, they were very smart about it. When they left these logs here, they had them all bucked up and ready to go. And they didn't lay them on the ground so they rotted. They stuck them in the air. So they were still good. I cut a few chunks off, and you see that there. But we're ready to go for a fire. This is our tickle trunk of stuff where we just kind of threw everything here when we got in, because it was an exhausting afternoon, which I'll tell you about, or we will tell you about. Here's the tent pad. It's nice and soft, overlooking the river. The river is really, really high and really, really fast, therefore. This is our fly also drying out from this morning. Sherry's puffy jacket. I think Sherry is in the bush hunting for bears. I believe if you look closely, you can see her there. She's tracking one now. I kind of hope she gets one. We've got our fresh water bag, clean and hanging. And here's old Swifty. So just to give you an idea of how crazy this is, this was our takeout right here. And it looks a little better than it did when we first got here. There's no way to access this tent site because of the fact that the water is at least 2, probably more like 3 feet higher than normal, or say that than in summer. So yeah, we had a time, and Cher and I will tell you together about it, but we are safe and we are sound, and we are in camp, and it's about 5 o'clock on day 2, Sunday. Tonight, the skies are beautifully clear. You can see it's just absolutely gorgeous. Couldn't have asked for a better day. And tonight is supposed to be the blood moon. It's a full moon, and there's a full lunar eclipse. And I don't know if we've got it in us to watch that, to stay up, because I think it starts at 9:30 and it peaks at midnight. I can guarantee you we're not going to see the midnight peak, but we might see a smidgen of it because we've got quite a bit of sky access. And I do know that the moon from yesterday actually comes up in the east, which is like quite a bit of cover there, but we'll see. All right, we'll be back at you once we get a little bit of food in our bellies, some more water in our stomachs, and maybe we stash into that wine a little bit to lighten the load for tomorrow. Hey, Cher.
Hi.
So what do we got cooking on the camper stove here?
We have chicken Thai vegetable curry.
That is being rehydrated. We made this special at home, right from scritchety scratch. Even the Thai curry spice, eh? And it's just rehydrating now. We've got it on sort of indirect heat. Just put it on. How was the day today, Cher? It was interesting, eh?
It was good. It was, the weather was awesome. We had tailwinds, a lot of tough portages, but we made it through, and then ended the day with a heavy upcurrent paddle and found a campsite that's 2 feet underwater. Or the water's at least 2 feet high. So no, it's good. We did well today. No mishaps.
No, exactly. So that's all we can ask for. How long do you think it was that we were paddling that upstream hard paddle? Was that maybe a half hour, 40 minutes?
Yeah, at least
45 minutes maybe. So that's what our next few days looks like. So
we might not get as far.
Yeah, we're gonna have to plan our days, and we're gonna do our stretches in the morning for sure. Hey friends, here we are in the Love Den. Just finished dinner and cleaning up, and now we're going to have some sleepy time tea. It is not yet 9 p.m. and the moon is not yet out. So I'm not sure of our chances of seeing the blood moon tonight. What do you think, Cher?
No.
Slim to none. Slim to none.
We had a big day.
We did have a big day. So we have big plans for tomorrow. For anybody who knows the route, We have about like 15 or so kilometers of upriver travel on the West Aubinadong to get to Megason Lake. And then our plan is to reward ourselves with a day off and just to stay 2 nights at Megason Lake and explore and wash ourselves in our clothes and just relax if we can make it to Megason tomorrow. So it's going to be a slog. That is probably 7 or 8 hours at 2 kilometers an hour, including portages. So it's ambitious, but we've done stuff that ambitious before, right, babe?
We're ambitious.
We have ambitions, just different from others. Ours is paddle related. So yeah, this is sunset on the West Aubinadong. Great. That is sunset on the West Aubinadong. And that is Sherry in the love den, as she likes to call it. And this is our fire with the sleepy time tea just steeping beside it. And we're about to turn in for the evening, gang. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon or evening, depending on when you're watching this. We'll check in with you at our tomorrow. Might be 10 minutes for you. Might be probably less than 10 minutes for you. See you in a couple of seconds, but for us it'll be a long, well-earned sleep away.